You fight fans, what up?
You're
Welcome back to another episode of Fan of Punch Podcast.
another Zoom episode.
Another Zoom episode, but it's all good, man. I'm your host, Apollo Ali, alongside my brother.
What up? Johnny Southpaw here. Episode 39.
39.
39. I remember.
We back.
38 special. I remember.
Episode
Episode 39 of the Fan of Punch podcast. I'm Johnny Southpaw with my man Apollo Ali here. Boxing fans, we are back. Promise we wouldn't be missing, too many more, if any. So we're here.
So y'all just gonna have to deal with the Zoom joints.
Deal with the Zoom until we get
gotta
back
make
live.
it happen like that. Either way.
It is neither of our faults this time either. I am back from vacation with the lumberjack scruff going on a little bit.
How was that?
It was crazy, bro. It was fly. So it was one of the best weeks I've ever had. So I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Dope. I seen you on the snowboards and all that shit. That's Not the snowboard. What's the joint? The sled.
The tubes. Yeah.
Snow tubes and all
We
that.
took the kids tubing, bro. It was crazy. I've been tubing here on the East Coast, but it's not the same as it is over there.
Softer snow, less ice.
No, harder snow, more ice, more ice,
okay.
Bro.
That's interesting.
I think because it's springtime, so it's starting to warm up. You know what I mean? So the snow is a little bit more like icy. So, but it was definitely like harder snow. But it was fun, because the first couple of days I was there, it was like mild, 50, 60-ish degrees. But then I woke up one of the next mornings and it was just fucking snowing. I couldn't see any of the mountains, none of that shit. So it was crazy. It was
That's
cool.
What's up, man. Glad you enjoyed yourself.
Yes, sir. But I am back and working like a dog right now. I don't know about you. What's your week been looking like so far this week?
Man, spring break, man. I've been chilling.
Oh, you've been chilling. Must be nice.
Yeah,
damn.
been chilling.
Yeah, I'm back working, bro. The bars and patios and all that shit starting to open up. So I'm back in my busy season.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
It's time for that.
Yeah, and it also is time for boxing, bro.
Absolutely.
It was a busy weekend this weekend.
It was some good fights on.
Yeah, some really decent fights.
A lot of news too. A lot of things.
A lot of news. Some of the fights snuck up on me. I didn't realize that they were this weekend. I know I've been looking forward to the Jaron Ennis fight, to watching Boots fight.
Yeah, Boots, man, continues to be impressive.
Yeah, lot to be said about Boots. The whole entire, I feel like a lot of boxing is talking about Boots right now. He's kind of everywhere, which he wasn't before. Which I'm happy for him.
Yeah, he's definitely moving up the ranks, and his name being tossed in a lot of different hats these days. So that's a good thing. It's good to see.
It's a beautiful thing. We had Joe Smith, the everyday construction guy, fought this weekend too, which I forgot about. I actually didn't know he was fighting, so I'm glad that he was on. I don't know. Yeah. And then we had more fights in the UK and at 2:00 in the afternoon or whatever the fuck time it was.
Word. You talking about FA?
Yeah, no. He was on the Joe Smith card. That was Conor Benn fought in the UK.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
That kid is a beast too. I like that kid a lot.
Word.
So. But yeah, bro, I mean, might as well just jump into everything. I don't want to recap the fights yet. We'll get to that.
Where you want to start?
Where should we start at? All right, well, first on
Rest
the topic.
Rest in peace, DMX.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's the biggest news. That's the biggest everything this whole entire week. We lost the legend,
That's crazy.
bro.
That even sound crazy saying it.
Yeah.
Like recording saying that. It sounded crazy just now. It's like the first time I said that out loud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, we lost a legend.
I mean, X is one of those. We talked about a couple weeks ago. We talked about like figures that are like larger than life, right. And we don't really think about it. Like his name didn't come up. You know what I mean? But X is one of those dudes who cross multiple platforms, movies, music, sports.
Legendary.
Absolute legend. And I mean,
he just embodied the energy. He embodied the culture. He embodied the struggle. He embodied, you know what I mean? The pain, the for nothing, the something. He embodied that. That.
Honestly, I got everybody kind of knew it was coming based on like the news that was coming out and all that stuff. And it's unfortunate, obviously, when somebody goes like that, and it goes anyway at all.
Yeah, it's sad either way, because the way the news broke, it was like, all right, well, we know X is a fighter. But however way this goes, it's not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. We were all kind of waiting for the inevitable. But I mean, I'll just speak personally. He's one of the pioneers that got me into hip hop when I was younger. Like when we were younger, he's one of the first dudes that I listened to that really made me like fall in love with hip hop. And not to mention, I mean, I know this is a boxing podcast, so I mean, Steve Kim, I think, tweeted it out, or maybe it was one of the other boxing writers and stuff, but just mentioning how in the 90s, like 2000s, you couldn't go to a boxing show without hearing DMX, without hearing that. I mean, he had some of the most like ominous, dangerous, like toughest music that you
high
could
energy, hard body shit. Yeah,
right, exactly. And that, I mean, X embodied a lot of stuff fighters felt, and a lot of stuff fighters can relate to, can relate to. He had some infamous songs that, you know.
I mean, one of the most scary scenes you ever saw was Mike Tyson walking out to DMX. Like,
absolutely.
It don't get worse for you than that. That's a bad night. That's a bad night to have to deal with.
It's crazy because I was listening to like just the little snippets of it when he had passed. I like just went and like Googled DMX ring walkouts and all of that stuff, and like watching that Tyson walkout and hearing the folks like, or hearing the announcer mention,
didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, he was like, Tyson is coming out to some ominous music, and he was just talking about how the music was like setting the whole vibe.
Right.
But then like I did some more digging, and like Bud has come out to X a few times.
Yep.
And crossing into MMA, Anderson Silva always walked out to the same DMX song, Ain't No Sunshine.
Yeah.
Chuck Liddell also came out to that DMX intro.
Come on, man. Even Boots came out to DMX this weekend.
Did he? I didn't. I see. I missed his ring walk. I didn't see his ring walk.
Came out to DMX this weekend. Yep.
Well, that's crazy.
It was only right, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, again, man, like X is one of those iconic figures in all of not just the sport, but all of our culture. Like, you know what I mean? Like X is one of them dudes that I don't know. He embodied a lot of people's pain. And he took on a lot of his own.
For sure. A legend. I'm glad he got his flowers before, you know, this thing came between the Versus series and the Drink Champs interview. I'm glad all of those things was able to occur before, you know, this happened, because it was good to see him, you know, seeing
him. And he looked good, man. He looked like he put on some weight. He was happy with Snoop during the verses, and it was beautiful to see. Like in that moment, I know that honestly is probably one of my favorite verses that I've seen.
It's one of them.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite personally. But with that being said, man, it's as always, rest in peace. You know, the traditional 10 count toll we would normally do here with boxing.
We got to get our soundboard together.
That's next. We got visual. That's next. We need our soundboard. But yeah, rest in peace to the great one, DMX.
Yeah, salute the dog.
Absolutely, salute the dog. We will miss you. The sport will miss you. The culture will miss you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Anyways, so moving
Legends
on.
never die, man. So
that's absolutely true. I mean, people will be coming out to DMX well into when we're old men.
It's going to continue on.
Exactly. That energy will never go away. Never go away. All right, man. We might as well jump into something a little bit more lighthearted. With your favorite fighter, Danny Garcia.
Yeah.
I know you've seen it. Give me some. Come on.
He's venturing off into new endeavors, man.
If that's what you want to call it. All right.
I mean, reality TV. I guess that's what's next.
So
that's what's next for Danny Garcia.
For those who don't know, Danny Garcia has now launched a multi-part series. I don't know what else to call it. But it's a reality TV show called Garcia Family Business.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube as of now. I'm sure they probably, he probably working at his angle to keep most ownership of it, or however he's starting it. But it's Kardashian-esque. What's the Kardashian show called? I don't even know what it's called, but whatever that is.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Yeah, it's something like that. Revolving around the Garcia family. I mean, if you're a fan of the sport, you don't even have to be a fan of the sport. If you just come across the Explore page and something near Danny Garcia, you're going to see his father, and you're going to know automatically he's a character.
Yo,
He's
so
a
wait,
full-fledged character.
so wait, I watched like 15 minutes of one episode,
Yeah.
just to see what it was like, and I got the same vibes. I got the Kardashian vibes, like the Real Housewives or whatever all
Right.
those reality TV shows are. But to me, his dad seemed like he did not want to be there. Like his dad was like, they did like the talking head interviews with him,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Yeah, I mean, she's cool, I guess." I'm like, what?
Right, right.
Wait a minute. But yeah, man. I mean, Danny's expanding outside of the sport. I don't know what that
I
means.
mean, there's
for his
nothing wrong
boxing.
with expanding your portfolio, man. I mean,
Do you
he
think that
knows.
changes his boxing career? Like, do you think that just proves that he's kind of
I think that he knows that he's on his last lap, possibly, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with expanding your portfolio. So if this is the next level for him, I mean, he's got his two younger sisters. I believe they do music,
right?
so
Yeah.
it's definitely beneficial to them. Get some exposure. Just just don't play yourself out. Just don't play yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being as though he's doing it on his own terms and it's a YouTube joint, I don't expect that to be something that's going to be happening. So, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool, but it definitely lets you know that his eyes are elsewhere outside of the ring.
Yeah, I agree.
for
I
that
mean, that's
next
what I
venture.
took away from it. I think it doesn't seem. I thought it was when I heard about it. I thought it was going to be strictly about like Danny Garcia and him. Like I don't. I honestly didn't really know what it was going to be. But seeing that it's about like the whole family and trying to like build his own brand with multiple
Build his
things.
enterprise with the family. Yep.
Right. Yeah, I mean, more power to him, I guess. Like you said, I honestly see, like, for me, if it was more geared towards boxing, that would make me more interested. Like, I would love to see, like, how, maybe not necessarily him, but how, like, a fighter, like, navigates the family thing with, having siblings at
Training
living at
camp
home.
and
Yeah, crazy
dealing with
kids.
that. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So, I mean, I think that would be more interesting to me, but I personally do not think that I am the market that this is going after.
I understand. I agree. I think that would be dope, but that makes me question how would that work? Like if for extremely active fighter that's competing for titles, and that level of discipline and intensity of those camps and just the daily regiment, how available would you be for a reality show or to even like you know what I mean? I don't know if that would work if you were solely focused on becoming world champion.
I think that that's fair. I think, I mean, it's been sort of done before with 24/7 and like the life in a day in the fight.
I don't count that. I don't count that.
See, I love 24/7.
I love it, but
24
I'm saying I don't count that as
Oh.
the same thing as what Danny's doing with this or what an actual reality TV show is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I
That
agree.
part
I
that's
agree.
contract. That's contractually a thing that fighters do, and that's part of the fight. That's part of the journey. Like that's something that
Right.
goes along with it. So I wouldn't consider that the
Bro,
same thing.
if I could bring back three things in boxing, top
What?
three would be 24/7.
Yeah,
I miss 24/7, bro.
Yeah.
I miss hearing what was that dude's name? He played a Marvel character. What the fuck is his name? Oh, Liev Schreiber. Liev Schreiber did the narrations with the slow motion joints, bro. Yo,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that shit made
Nah,
that
24/7 was dope.
24
was
and
dope.
your boy made it, man. He's the king of 24/7. Even though
See, I need a sound effect for every time you do the right thing and give Floyd Mayweather his proper accolades, man.
I just want I want a sound for Deontay to this day. That's all I want. That's gonna be my only button I want to be able to push. But
Yeah, well.
either way, he is the king of 24/7. I will say that. I will agree to that. But yeah, man, that was really like that's something I miss about boxing. But back to Danny and his
had to
joint that
ruin
he's
it.
got.
You had to ruin it. You had
What?
to ruin it. I was going to let you slide, but nah, fuck that.
What?
What you mean? I don't like the tone and how you said I'll agree to that. Like he's the king of 24/7. And what else?
Because
And what else,
24/7
man?
was not just him, but he was the most entertaining 24/7s to watch. I specifically remember for him and Oscar and it was him and Marquez. When
This is
Marquez
word
said he
throw up at
drinks
this
his
point.
pee.
What I mean by this is while you saying he was the king of 24/7, he was also what was your reasons? He was the most entertaining.
Yeah, he was most
That
entertaining.
applies to boxing too.
No,
And might I add all
Oh my
W's
God.
by the way.
Listen,
Might I add all W's, by the way.
Floyd is a lot of things.
You gonna give Floyd his respect, man.
Floyd is a lot of things, but the most entertaining, he is not.
He was in his era.
How?
What you mean?
How? All right, we can go on. Let's do this. We can go off on a tangent. Why not?
You either couldn't wait to watch him pick apart whoever they said was going to beat him next, or you was on the other side like you, losing money and hoping the next dude that they built up was going to beat him, and the next dude they built up was going to beat him. Yeah, so you ain't no fool. You just talking, man.
One time, I bet against Floyd. I put my money where my mouth was. One time. But with that being said,
who'd you bet against him with?
Canelo.
You fool.
I thought Canelo had it.
Yeah,
what do you want me to say? A lot of people did. And then I always said it. I think we had this conversation. And I said, if he beats Canelo, I will admit that Floyd is the best fighter of our of the current generation. Not really, because we go back a little bit further than that. But with that being said, I give him his flowers to the point that, yes, he was the most entertaining personality. However, he was not the most entertaining fighter to watch. The most entertaining fighter that we grew up that was in there.
See, look, you keep trying to add words to change the argument.
I'm just saying, he's not the most entertaining fighter, bro. He
of his era.
He's a heel from the WWF. That's awesome. That's great. The only thing we ever argue over is Floyd. However, he is not the most entertaining fighter. Watching
I didn't say
him
ever.
Slip.
I didn't say
ever either. But even in that era, Manny was
watching
way
him slip was
more fun to watch.
Yeah, till he fought Floyd.
10 out of 10 people would.
Yeah, till he fought Floyd.
He was fun to watch then too. Floyd was just doing his shit.
He was fun to watch on the floor sleeping when Marquez did what he had to do with him.
That was also fun. He took some chances. What do you want me to say? That was good. It was a really good fight too.
It was a good fight.
That was a fantastic
I'm just joking
fight.
on that part. Yeah, it was a good fight. But no, nah, man.
He was the most entertaining
the sweet science,
fighter.
man. This is what we're here for.
In the past 10 years, Manny is the most entertaining fighter to watch. Like watching him fight. When he beat the shit out of then you say Floyd?
Absolutely. Ugh. The sweet science.
Boring.
The sweet science.
I agree. He's poetry. He can be poetry in motion. But
why do you put little words in your comment? Like, what you mean he can be?
He can be.
He is, bro.
He can be.
You got to stop that, man.
Nah,
you got to stop that.
Be. He could be. He was at points in time.
You hate too loud, man. Turn it down.
That pull counter against Marquez, fantastic.
Ridiculous.
The pull counter
against everybody.
Against pretty much everybody was beautiful. But when he slipped, rolled, moved, and didn't do anything, that was boring to watch. That was boring. I'm sorry, it's boring. And as he got older, which is when we caught Floyd, you and I say, we caught Floyd in like the peak of his career. His punch production continued to go down. His wins went up, but the punch output continued to go down. He got progressively more boring to watch. Just saying. It's true.
It's
Manny's 90 years old and throws 3,000 punches around still. Yeah, that's fun to watch. That's fun to watch.
How many of those punches landed when he fought Floyd?
I don't know.
All right then. Next subject. You're gonna give Floyd his respect.
I respect Floyd. He's the greatest fighter of our era. Not the most entertaining, but definitely the greatest of our era. Just watching.
Shame on you, man. Let's continue.
Moving on. Anyways, we can argue about Floyd for the rest of our entire lives.
Now, one day you're gonna get it through your head. I'm working on him, y'all.
You keep working. We'll see how that goes. Speaking of Floyd's arch nemesis in life, I feel like, not just in the sport, but in life, Oscar De La Hoya. Did you see the video?
I don't feel like that's Floyd's arch nemesis. I feel like Oscar just hates him. I don't think Floyd thinks about Oscar at all.
Nah,
I don't think Floyd thinks about Oscar at all, bro.
I mean, think about him. No, maybe not. But I think that they hate each other.
I think Oscar's mad that Floyd beat him. I think Oscar's mad that Floyd Mayweather Promotions is successful as successful as it is.
Exactly.
And I think Floyd doesn't give a fuck about him at all. He ain't thinking about no fucking golden boy.
I just think that they do personally,
in the grand scheme of things,
the two men do not like each other. That's what I'll go with. I think that they don't like each other. They can't stand each other. But with that being said, have you seen the video of him in the ring shadowboxing?
Yeah, Oscar? I did. And I hope he's not coming back to fight Floyd.
I don't think he is. I never say never because like Floyd's a stripper. Money makes a move.
Watch your mouth. Keep that.
Just saying.
Keep that Oscar over on the Triller. On the Triller.
Oh yeah, well that's what I was gonna. So
Keep that over there.
So to get back on track here, I agree. Oscar needs to stay on Triller. These old folks, the geriatric AARP folks, stay on Triller. That's cool because I can.
Or Mike Tyson's Legends Only League. Either
okay,
one.
but like I just don't want it necessarily integrated with like
real fights.
Real fights, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to be forced to pay for something that's like, nah. It's really like a pure
a lackluster, quote unquote nostalgic performance from fighters of the past. Nah, right. I don't want to pay for that.
Exactly, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, nah.
I'm okay with those two being separate. But that will eventually bring me to one of my next points. But I would prefer them to stay separate because I don't want to be forced to pay for that if that's like the main event. And then watching the perfect example, like when Badu Jack fought on that Tyson Roy Jones undercard.
Yeah.
What?
That's like a cliff note.
Right.
On
exactly.
the fact that it was.
And I like Badu Jack. I think he's a good fighter. He probably has some decent fights still in him. I just hope that they stay separate. So. Again, keep Oscar over there. I'm cool with that. But at the same time, Oscar looked okay. He looks kind of sharp. He might still got something.
Who is he going to fight?
I don't know. That I don't know. By the look of things, he's probably going to end up fighting an MMA fighter. He might fight maybe an old Marquez, maybe. Maybe Marquez and Cotto is whoever wins that one.
I wouldn't recommend that one.
I wouldn't recommend it, but money talks, man. Honestly, I don't really know. I don't know who he's gonna fight.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he looks okay. You know, he's got a lot of weight to lose. We all do. But
how much can you really gauge off of shadow boxing?
Fair. That's fair. Yeah.
In an Instagram clip of it at that. So what is it? At the most a minute.
Listen, I've done my fair share of Instagram clips where I'm like going nuts for like a minute and a half.
The highlight reel is crazy. Yeah, the highlight reel
and then that's it. Cut it off. Right. I'm like,
right.
No, I agree. But I mean, again, listen, I loved Oscar.
I mean, and that's no disrespect to Oscar because it's still De La Hoya at the end and the beginning of the day.
Right.
But I mean, how much are we really expecting of him at this point in time? I mean, he's in the same category we would look at Tyson's. I mean, he's been retired a long time, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, at least 10 years I think he's been out. So yeah. I mean, again, I still try and hold
Tyson,
on,
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I have those memories of Oscar when he was great, but we'll see where it goes. I don't really know. I just know that he's trying to make a big deal out of it. So again, like you said, I think that
I wonder what's the cause. I mean, is it to build? Because he's in business with Triller, right?
He has to have money with Triller. That's the only reason I could think of. He has to have a decent amount of money invested with them, and he wants to be one of those guys.
Yeah, to help.
He might end up fucking fighting Jake Paul. Or Logan Paul, or one of the Paul kids.
That better not happen.
It could happen, bro. If this kid beats Ben Askren, right? If Jake Paul beats an actual fighter, we've talked about it here. What happens if he actually beats a fighter? Okay, then what? Like if you gonna fight a fighter and you beat a fighter, you can't go backwards. Nobody's gonna tune in to watch you fight
a random
X, Y, and Z.
Well, I saw something about Lamar Odom getting in the ring.
Oh my God, that happened this weekend. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that was this weekend.
That almost slipped.
Lamar Odom fought some boy.
Hold up, the fight happened this weekend?
It was this weekend. It was in like Philly somewhere. It was in PA. I don't know exactly where it was.
He was in Philly, yo. He was in Philly this weekend.
It was Aaron Carter. He's the younger brother of some boy band kid from the 90s. I forget what the fuck his name is.
We missed that.
Yeah, no, I
missed that.
I didn't miss it, I don't think. But
I'm curious.
What?
Lamar Odom is a character, man. I'm curious.
Fam, Jake Paul, Lamar.
It probably was
Odom.
A plane crash, but I want to see it. I want to see it.
I'm sure it was. It had to be terrible, bro. Yeah. I don't even know where that came. It came out of left field somewhere. Like, I got sent the link. You got sent the link about the fight that yeah, that it went down this past weekend. I have no idea, bro. I'm not even paying attention to this. Honestly, that type of stuff is the type of stuff that bothers me the most about this whole entire situation with the
It can
YouTube
spiral out of
fighters.
control
It can, and it can get
fast too.
circusy, and it can get I don't know, just stupid. And that type of stuff really bothers me about the fight, like, because then you're just really, honestly, you're just demeaning what actual people are doing in the ring,
Right,
and that's what it comes down to. And these people are gonna get shine because
Taken away from the sport.
right, because they are who they are. They are Lamar Odom. They are some $1 million YouTube streamer. They are a former basketball player. You know what I mean? It's
coming with a tremendous fan base already,
Right.
and they might get a main event card where a kid like Ray Savage, who's on the grind and on the come up, you know what I mean, might be missing out on opportunities
because
because they want to put that in the mix of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the dangerous thing about the way this could end up going. But
right, and just not all money is good money, because you know, we say it all.
But does
the
that apply to
fucking time.
boxing?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You can play tennis, you can play basketball, you can play football, you can play singing, sorta. You
I mean, you
can't
can in this day
fucking
and
play
age.
boxing, bro. You can't. I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna get punched in the face one way or another. If you step
Right.
into the ring, you're gonna get hit in the mouth, and everybody reacts differently.
True.
There's professionals that have unfortunately passed away from this sport. You know what I
True.
mean? And you're some schmuck who comes in off the court, off the field. You think just because you're an athlete, like, you can hang or whatever have
Being
you.
an athlete has nothing to do with boxing. So
Boxing is completely
I
different.
mean, Andy Ruiz will fuck 90% of the football league up.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care what professional team you play for in the NFL. Andy Ruiz will chip you.
Yeah.
I don't care what you bench.
110%.
I don't care what you bench. I don't care what your position is. From
Right.
running back to safety to tackle.
He might be built
Andy
like
Ruiz
a
will
lineman.
chip you. Yeah, but he's
he
gonna
might
chip
be-
you.
He might be built like a lineman, but he can knock your motherfucking ass out.
Yeah, respect the craft, man. It's a
Yeah,
different
I
thing.
mean, again, it just and that kind of leads into the last time I'm going to talk about this shit, and we're going to have to talk about it. But the Jake Paul fight is going down this weekend. There's some things to note about it, about the undercards, about training partners, about all of that stuff. Where do you want to start with it? I mean, we have to cover it. It is part of the sport right now.
I mean, I don't, but I'll lead the way. Lead the way.
Well, Jake Paul is training with Antonio Tarver, or was training with Antonio Tarver.
Why is Antonio doing that?
I don't know. I think Antonio, if I'm honest, I think Antonio Tarver wants a piece of the old folks, the old guys who are coming back.
He wants to tap back in on some of these fights, huh?
He wants to be in with the old guard, as they're calling them right now. I think that's what it is personally. But the fact that I've seen so many motherfucking boxing people around this kid, I gotta be honest. Like, I just gotta be straight up. For me and my journey with the sport, I started when I was old and fatter than I am now. But I started when I was like 20 years old, and I started it to lose weight. But with that being said, I found myself in a gym with real fighters.
Right.
And I found myself surrounded by dudes who have been in the sport since they were kids. And
Yeah.
then slowly but surely, I started training with them. I started running with them. I started lifting with them. And then
Right.
I started sparring with them.
Right.
And it can lead to like a decent career. Like, it can lead to you being pretty fucking good. Not to say that, I mean, me, but I've had the experience that
Yeah.
I've trained with world champions. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
get what you're
personally.
saying.
So I don't know how else to say it. You know what I mean? Like, this kid is in the gym.
I mean,
and
it's
in the ring with real fighters. Like, he's in the ring with fucking Hall of Famers Antonio Tarver.
It's enough for you to last as long as you're gonna last. Put it that way.
Right.
Because I mean, is Jake Paul going to become a world champion? I mean, that'd be a script if you wrote it, but in reality, I don't see that happening. Now, granted, anything can happen, but I don't see that happening. You know what I'm saying?
Neither do I. But again, I think just what it leads me back to is just the point that he could make some serious money, and I think that's where it all stops.
Definitely that. Definitely that.
That's
what
what
I think that's what they in it for. You know,
Right.
it's working.
right.
So keep working it.
Yeah, I think that
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
yeah, that's what it comes down to. I think he can make some good money, and I think he's on his way there. I'm sure he is making good money now, but he may just continue to make pretty damn good money. You know what I mean?
Right. I
So,
agree.
hey, look, respect to him if he's
'Cause,
actually
it's,
taking
it's a win-win for him either way. Because if he wins, cool. If he loses, we expected that.
right. That's fair.
No, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? So how can he lose?
That's fair. That's fair. I agree.
Yeah,
Um,
it's only up for him. It ain't down. It's only up.
Yeah.
So,
It's just a weird. I don't know. I guess I never looked at. I've trained around enough guys that took it seriously that
Yeah.
I've never looked at it as like, yo, let's just do this for some money. Like, let's do this for a
I mean,
bag.
hey, it definitely ran across my mind a couple times in that gym, man. I done thought about it. I done thought about it, and it's still a possibility. But you know, for right now, we're gonna stick to Phantom Punch podcast and get to where we need to be.
Yeah.
what
I
I
mean,
mean?
again, bro, I listen, all money isn't good money. That's all that's the
a
only
fact.
thing I can say.
That's a fact.
But with that being said, so I didn't know that this fight had like some interesting undercards until I actually like the shit came across my timeline. So just to throw out some of the undercards, I think there is 2 or 3 of them, but some of the most interesting ones, Frank Mir versus Steve USS Cunningham. I don't know if you know. Do you know who Frank Mir is?
I'm familiar.
Frank Mir, a UFC great, I would say. I mean, I think. Frank Mir
You say
is.
you would consider him a great.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, honestly, I don't know enough about him to say otherwise, but
that's what I was gonna say.
the fact that I know his name is probably that probably speaks to the fact of how large he probably was.
True.
And he's fighting Steve Cunningham. So I mean, I like Steve. I thought Steve was a decent fighter when he was active. He was on the bad side of a few crappy decisions here and there, but he was a tough fighter nonetheless. So I think that that's a real fight. That's interesting. I'm interested to see that. That is also on the Triller undercard.
Just a side note, I'm also not sure how I feel about the mixing of brands either. I don't
MMA
know.
and boxing.
Yeah, I don't really know if I like that. And that's one thing we can blame Floyd for that I'll let you get your hate off on. I'm not sure
Yeah,
if
he
I like
started that.
I'm not sure if I like the cross contamination.
Well, he not really started it, I guess, because Muhammad Ali fought that Japanese dude way back then.
You
When
got that. But I mean, making it popular, like it has never been how it is right now.
that is very fair.
It's like
Absolutely.
that's every other week you're hearing about a cross contaminated fight.
Cross contaminated.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Listen, I respect MMA for what it is, right? I'm just going to say it like this. I respect MMA for what it is. I know he has some fans that love MMA. I have a lot of friends who are MMA fighters.
Right.
And a lot of MMA guys are good fighters. But a lot of boxers chew those kids up for lunch. And I hate to say it like that, but like I've seen it in the gym. I've trained with Muay Thai fighters myself. That's not MMA. I understand that, but like a good boxer can chew those kids up for lunch.
It's different. It's
So
different, bro.
I mean, unless you're a chosen few, Frankie Edgar.
I mean,
Recently, Frankie Edgar that I can think of, T.J. Dillashaw. Who the hell else?
I don't like it, bro. I got a personal story.
Please.
I'm like 9 years old, 10 years old. My early boxing, I learned from my father. Father passes away. Mom puts me in karate for whatever reason. I don't want to do this shit. I want to box. She like, you do karate. I want you to do karate. All right, whatever. I don't know how long I was there, probably 3 months. But to make a long story short, I never got past the white belt. But they had a tournament, and in the tournament, it was like the white through like the five belts, like the five low belts, whatever they were. I don't know, kids. Anyway, I won that joint with the 1, 2, and the 3. All that karate shit, I got the trophies to this day. All that karate shit was out the fucking window. This 1, 2, and this 3 got me through the whole ring, off the white belt. So, you know what I'm saying? So, again, the cross contamination, I ain't with that, man. I ain't with that.
Yo, I'm just trying to
that.
imagine little Apollo.
I got it, bro. I'll show you the drink.
Are you gonna get it? Oh my god! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm imagining little Apollo with some, the gloves that they wear with the fucking, they have the little mitts on them, the little red. Oh my god! What the fuck?
1, 2, and 3, bro. That's all I needed. Fuck a karate.
Listen, the moral of the story is, really in life, all you need is the 1, 2, 3 punch. Jab, right hand, right hook.
That's it.
I don't know, man.
That's it.
1, 2, 3, bro.
That's it.
That is hilarious.
That's it.
I mean, so back to the point. I agree with you, though. I'm not a huge fan of the, as you call it, the cross contamination. I'm not a huge fan of it. There are 2 different sports, 3 different sports if you include Muay Thai, and I think that they should stay that way. That's cool. But what it comes down to
it's different
is
degrees. It's different sciences.
What it all comes down to is money. That's really all it is. Frank Mir and USS Cunningham, I'm sure, are getting fucking the bag.
True.
Ben Askren and Jake Paul, I'm sure, are getting paid. Probably not close to evenly, but like they're getting paid. You know what I mean? It's all about the viewership and what's clickable and what's going to be on the highlight reel for the next 3 days, and then everybody forgets about it.
Right.
I mean, it just is what it is, and it's weird that like companies like Triller, and again, I'm on the fence because I like that they're bringing attention to the sport. I'm not thrilled about the type of attention, but
yeah, I'll be honest. I wasn't sure about. You saw the new trailer they put out for Triller with Snoop and Swiss and Tim, and they even got Evander in there, Sweetie, Doja Cat. Like, you know what I mean? It's all this. I'm saying that to say I didn't like Tiafimo being in the mix of that. I mean, with Jake Paul, Logan Paul, whichever one it was. I didn't like how Tiafimo looked in there. Me personally. It's because I don't consider him a part of that circus.
It's odd because he's a good fucking fighter.
He's a fighter.
Really good fighter.
Yeah, one of the best out right now. Like I didn't like how that looked. I didn't like the optic of that.
So with that being said, in addition to wait, hold on. The last part of the fight that undercard, which again, it's odd. And actually, now that I think about it, I kind of want to see it, even though I know what's going to happen. Regis Prograis, or Regis Pergurse, as Errol Spence would say, Regis Prograis is fighting Ivan Redkach on that undercard. On the Jake Paul Ben Askren undercard. Redkach is the kid who lost to Tevin.
Yeah, we went and saw him, right?
Yeah.
Did we go see that fight? Yeah.
I think so. It might have been that fight. But yeah, either way, that fight is on that undercard as well. So you got some real fucking fighters. Regis Prograis is a really good fighter. Yeah, he just took one loss, but Triller came in with the bag, I guess. I don't know.
We'll see, man. The jury's still out on that. On Triller as a whole for what it's going to be.
With that being said, I don't believe that you know this, but it was actually just announced today. So I doubt that you've read it yet. So on the undercard of Teofimo Lopez, Evander Holyfield is making his return.
Oh, that's official.
Mm-hmm. That's official.
I didn't hear that yet, but I saw him in the Triller rollout, the new little trailer they put. And I'm gonna say again, just like we said about Oscar, how much can you really tell from shadow boxing or hitting a bag? But Holyfield always looks in shape, and that trailer didn't show me nothing different. He still looked like he can give you a good couple rounds, man. So
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
curious to see. I'm
I
curious
agree.
to see.
I agree. He is fighting. And I have to Google if this is the Kevin McBride
And I
that I
gotta keep the
remember.
same energy though, because that's not fair. Because I mean, I wasn't a big De La Hoya fan, so maybe it's that, and I just didn't really like his style of fighting. You know what I mean, for whatever reason.
Who?
De La Hoya, but I'm saying like I'm not excited to see
Okay.
him return, but I'm giving Holyfield all this energy. Like he look in shape, like he ready to fight. I saw him hitting the heavy bag. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't cool. I gotta keep the same energy, but at the same time, it's Holyfield, man. It's
It's
Holyfield.
Holyfield. Well,
You know what
yeah.
I'm
I mean, I
saying?
think,
And heavyweight boxing is just a different thing anyway.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like you have a dog in the fight. You know what I mean? I get it. So you got some heavyweights in your lineage. You know what I mean? So
It's a
I
little
get that.
different, bro.
I get that. So he is fighting retired boxer Kevin McBride, which I remember. I remember, but I don't really remember. I know Kevin McBride fought Mike Tyson. And I think he's actually Tyson's last fight. Now that I think about it, hold on, let me Google this.
Is he?
Yeah. Yep. He's the dude who retired Mike Tyson, bro. Yeah.
That's disrespectful.
In
To Holyfield.
2005.
Now I'm really excited to see Holyfield. Because
In 2005, he was the last person to fight Mike Tyson, bro.
He gonna beat the
I knew
brakes
I
off that
remembered
boy.
the name.
He gonna beat the brakes off that boy just to send a message to Mike.
Yeah, no, that is true,
Now
bro.
I'm really excited.
I
Yeah.
think that fight, I think the Tyson Holyfield 3 is just fell apart. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we can expect it anytime ever, let alone anytime soon.
I feel no
So-
way about that. I mean, it would be cool for old time's sake, like we said. But
I actually would be really excited to watch that. It's just a lot of nostalgia. Same thing I feel like with the Mike and the Roy joint. Like I had nostalgia watching it. I mean, watching them walk out. Maybe not watching the actual fight, but
it's
watching them
different
walk
because
out.
they're not. It's not a storied pass between the two. It's not like they were on a trajectory to fight each other and it never happened. This was kind of just like almost a fantasy fight.
Yeah, that's
You know?
fair.
Speaking of which, going to present this new segment we got for the fans, Phantom Punch followers, Fantasy Fight. It's a lot of matchups that, never happened or couldn't happen due to errors and weight classes and, a bunch of different variables. But, as fans of the fight sport, we always speculate and wonder what if. So let's kick this off. Our first segment is Fantasy Fight. One I had in mind was Tommy Hitman Hearns versus one of my personal favorite guys on the low that doesn't get mentioned enough,
Enough, yeah.
Julian the Hawk Jackson. Tommy Hearns versus Julian the Hawk Jackson. What you think would happen in a fight like that, man?
Listen, I mean, when you brought this up to me, I think this is a great segment. I love the whole fantasy matchup thing because you can get as creative as possible as you want. Obviously, we're gonna try and keep them in the same weight class.
Yeah,
so that
yeah,
they could have
yeah, for
actually
sure.
fought each other.
And they could have met at
Man.
middleweight. They could have met at middleweight.
Yeah. No, I
In their
agree.
primes.
Tommy Hearns, Julian Jackson at middleweight. Middleweight puts, and that makes it tough too because that puts Tommy at his prime. So prime Julian Jackson versus prime Tommy Hearns.
It's an explosion waiting to
And
happen.
I don't want to say, I don't want to define Tommy Hearns with the Marvin Hagler loss because Tommy was so much more than that fight.
True.
But Julian Jackson, man, he punched like a fucking sack of bricks, bro.
a mule.
Like,
A mule.
yeah. I mean,
you ever seen the cartoon One Punch Man?
yeah.
That's Julian the Hawk Jackson, yo.
Yeah.
One Punch Man, yo.
But then again, bro, I mean, listen, Tommy Hearns fought to a draw against Sugar Ray Leonard,
Right.
and
Which is a different level of opposition. for
which
sure.
is different. I mean, exactly, and that puts it at they were at middleweight then. So I mean, prime middleweight Tommy Hearns. Listen, man, he got knocked out by Iran Barkley.
I was
know that.
about to say.
So-
keep chins in perspective here.
Yeah, I think Julian Jackson had more pop than Sugar Ray Leonard.
Definitely.
But I don't know how Julian Jackson stands up against that jab. You know what I mean? That movement, that jab. That Detroit Kronk Gym,
Yeah.
Tommy Hearns movement. And Tommy was durable. I mean, listen, Marvin Hagler's Marvin Hagler, but Tommy was a durable guy, man. It was just Marvin Hagler just didn't. No one has that stamina. No one had that stamina
True.
that Marvin Hagler had. So I don't know, bro. I do give an edge to Julian Jackson just based on the chin.
Puncher's chance.
Puncher, yeah, just basically because he was going to land a punch. He's going to land some. He's going to land more than one.
Yeah, but all he needs is one.
Yeah. I give the edge to Julian Jackson, bro.
Hey, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think about this week's fantasy fight. Tommy Hearns versus Julian the Hawk Jackson. What do you think would happen?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Because I want to know.
What is in the comments, man?
I want to know.
I think Julian would do it, man. I think Julian could get it off. I mean, not that it would be another one of those, like a monster, I would think. It would be explosive, but I feel like if Julian land any one of them joints,
Julian has to start off fast.
Immediate.
That's the key.
It's got to be immediate. It's got to be immediate.
That is the key to the win for Julian Jackson in that fight. I think he has to start strong, start fast. A lot like whatchamacallit? Hagler Hearns.
Yeah.
I think he's got to start strong and he's got to just apply pressure. I don't know if Julian Jackson was necessarily a pressure fighter, but at the same time,
man.
Yeah, he was. Artist. Yeah, it wasn't just. All he needs is one of those, and he's extremely, extremely underrated, man. So
yeah.
That's a good fight. Like my man said, like Apollo said. Let us know in the comments what you think, because I want to know what the general consensus is.
Word.
But yeah, bro. I like that fantasy matchup. I gotta think of one for next week.
Yeah, it's on you.
I might stick to some Mexicans and try and stump you a little bit.
Yeah, I bet.
But with that being said, so speaking of Marvin Hagler and Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard and all that stuff, a new documentary was announced for those four.
Oh yeah, the Showtime joint, right?
Coming to Showtime. I am excited about that. That is definitely a doc that I am looking forward to.
Showtime is doing a good job keeping it alive, man. But I miss HBO boxing.
I was just about to say that, bro. I miss HBO, fam.
It's just different.
I feel like the production that HBO brought to it can't be matched. And again,
to lose HBO and gain DAZN and Triller
doesn't make up for it.
It doesn't make up for it, bro.
Nope. And because I miss hearing those voices too. Like I miss Roy. I miss Harold Letterman.
Yeah.
I miss those guys. I miss. What was the other dude's name?
Won't get it back, man. He just won't get it back.
I don't know. One day, maybe HBO. I don't know. Maybe HBO. Somebody just needs to bring back the announcing squad, and I'll feel better because that to me sounds
just
like
rehire everybody.
Those guys sound like boxing.
I wonder if there's like a contractual obligation to where they can't do that.
Oh yeah, and there may be like what's that clause called?
In perpetuity or whatever. In perpetuity. That throughout the universe.
It better not be fucking
throughout
forever.
The universe. That means you can't go to Saturn and start a boxing show because
I hope not.
We still own you.
Yeah, no, I hope not. But that might be the case.
I don't know.
But I do miss HBO boxing. Bring back HBO boxing. All right. Well, that's all I had for all of the other stuff that is to come. What else we got? Oh, okay. So we might as well just jump into recapping the fights, bro. We might as well start off with the 3:00 card with Matchroom. So Matchroom Boxing was on DAZN. They fought in the UK. The main event was Conor Benn versus Samuel Vargas. I did not have any money on those either one of them because Conor Benn was so heavily favored. I wasn't going to make anything with any type of bet, so I didn't even bother. But Conor Benn came out, stopped Samuel Vargas in the first fucking round, which was beautiful. He's I don't know if you've seen Conor Benn before. He's a good
I didn't
fighter.
catch this fight, no.
He is a good fighter. I like that kid a lot. Strong, fights a lot like Tyson, if I'm honest. Not very Tyson-esque against the opponents that he's fighting now. Granted.
Right.
We'll just leave that there.
Yeah,
but
people like to jump on statements like that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's like relax, man. Relax.
Yeah, he starts very fast. He throws a lot of good like uppercuts and has a lot of upper body movement. He's a good fighter. Also at 140 pounds, which is a very fucking busy place to be right now. So he did win. He beat Samuel Vargas. Ebony Bridges versus Shannon Courtney. Have you seen either of them?
No.
You haven't?
Mm-mm. I missed these fights.
Ebony Bridges is a math teacher turned professional fighter. She's 16-1 now because she did lose. And Shannon Courtney she was the champion. Shannon Courtney has been in the game for a little while now. She's a little bit more seasoned of a veteran. I don't know what her record is, but I'm pretty sure she's undefeated as well. But with that being said, there was a lot. So I was watching a lot of the shit that was leading up to the fight. There was a lot of trash talking going on back and forth between the two of them. So one of the things that I just wanted to mention and see what you thought. I don't know if we can have a take on this, but I'm just going to bring it up anyways. So Shannon Courtney like got on Ebony Bridges because Ebony Bridges is this blonde hair, blue eyed. I think she's Australian, very well endowed woman. We'll just put it like that. So Shannon Courtney took to like Instagram, took to Twitter, was talking about her a lot in different interviews because she weighs Ebony Bridges weighs in like lingerie, and she does like the whole, you know what I mean, sexy Instagram pictures and all of that shit too. So I don't know how I felt about that. I feel like that's kind of a low blow, even for a woman to be like nitpicking about that type of shit.
What did she say exactly?
That she doesn't take boxing seriously, that she's that I don't know. I don't know exactly what she said. I just know that it was alluded to the fact that like she doesn't take the sport seriously. She just wants to be a model.
She includes her sexuality in the fight. I mean, in the pre-fight type of shit.
Yes, yeah, like exploits her sexuality to get like fans or to like be where she is in the sport and all that shit.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I mean, the guys do what they do to gain fights, whether it's the Floyd Money Mayweather approach,
right?
Whether, you know what I mean, whether it's the Conor McGregor approach, whether it's, you know, Lions Only. You see how them boys is running around,
right?
You know what I mean? Even the Adrian Broner, whatever he does to garner attention. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
the females gotta, I guess, use what they got too. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at that. You gotta get the attention on your fight.
I know I'm stating the obvious, but I'm okay with it.
Right.
I mean, I'm fine with it. Right. You know, do what you got to do to sell the fight. If that's how you feel like you got to sell the fight, it is what it is.
Need more eyes on women's boxing.
Listen,
whatever works.
And not to take anything away from either of them, yo. They both left it in the fucking ring. They went crazy. I don't know if you've seen any of the pictures afterwards. Ebony Bridges' eye was swole out to here, black and blue and all this shit.
If I'm honest, 7 out of 10 women's boxing matches I watch, that's what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They go at it. They go at it.
And they did fantastic. They did a fantastic job. I don't know if we can have a take on it. I don't like the you can't wear this or why are you wearing that kind of thing. Like that's not. Yeah. I don't necessarily think
not going to police women's bodies in boxing.
Exactly. He says. But either way, that was a great fight. That might be one of the standout fights. If you haven't seen that fight, please check out that. That was a very entertaining match between the two of them.
I'm gonna go look now.
Yeah, no, go check it out. Go check it out. Follow her on Instagram too. Anyways, I'm
gonna see that joint.
And then moving on to the Top Rank card, which was also later on Saturday on that night. We had some standout. Excuse me, some standout fights there too. The new big baby, Jared Anderson. Have you seen this man?
Yeah.
Listen, he's a big dude, yo. He calls himself the real big. I think that's his Instagram handle, the real big baby or some shit like that. Because we all know Big Baby from New York.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him since the debacle.
Yeah. Who was that fight with? Who was he supposed to fight? It was a big fight.
He was out of the three. It was either Ruiz.
It might have been AJ.
AJ.
I think it was AJ. That he failed the test against.
Yup.
I think that was AJ. I want to say it was AJ. I don't think it was.
I can't remember if it was around that time when the belts were swapping back and
He's
forth.
one of my favorite shit talkers too. I don't know why he had to
Yeah.
fuck it up with the Deontay Wilder. Come on, that was so witty.
Right,
That was so
right,
good.
right.
That was a waste of a joke.
Right.
I don't know, man, but yeah. So Big Baby Jared Anderson with another knockout win. That kid is going places, and he even said so after the fight. He said, like, give me all these big guys, the usual, like, give me all these guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to run through them. But I think he's young enough. I think he has a lot of legs left on him. I would like to see him and Michael Coffey. I like that kid, Michael Coffey, a lot. Another kid from New York. He's a really good fighter, two good heavyweights. Michael Coffey's a little young, but I think he has some... I think they have potential to see each other in the ring sooner rather than later. I think
they on a
really good
trajectory to clash at some point soon.
Yeah, I think that would be a fantastic fight. Michael Coffey also stopped. We actually haven't talked about that. That fight was a little while ago. He fought the kid Darmani Rock.
Oh shit!
From Philly, and put him.
Hold on.
Darmani looked like shit. That was a little while ago.
Yeah.
He fought Darmani. I think that's Darmani Rock was. I think Rock was his nickname, but yeah, Darmani looked like shit in that fight. That was a few months ago. We didn't actually recap it. We were still MIA.
Right.
But yeah, that was a good fight. That fight happened recently. But anyways, back to the top ranked card. Another standout fight: F.A. Ajagbe versus Brian Howard. That kid Ajagbe is a fucking beast, bro.
Yeah, I mean that knockout was Deontay-esque.
Oh yeah.
It's Deontay-esque. Beautiful.
It was a
knockout.
problem. Yeah, that kid. He's from
Nigeria.
Right? Yo, he's managed by. I meant to tell you this. He's managed by Jay Prince.
Dope. Jay Prince's hands are still deeply involved.
I didn't know that was a thing in boxing like that. Who else does he work?
Shakur. He working with Shakur.
Okay.
Yeah, quiet as kept. Jay Prince got his hands in on Shakur.
That's why Shakur stays in line.
Yeah, you kidding me? Nah, it's real over here.
See, it's all coming together now because I didn't realize that. I forgot that Jay Prince was involved with Shakur. That makes sense now why he stays in line.
It's
you
different
know
breed. Different breed, man.
Right,
There's
exactly.
different things going on over there. But yeah, FA, that knockout was phenomenal. That was definitely one of my favorite moments of the weekend.
Yeah, that kid's going places, and he knocked him out cold too, bro. There was another
folded him.
I'm trying to think if that was the fight that the kid got knocked out on his feet. I forget if it was that fight. It might have been Jared Anderson. I think Jared Anderson hit the kid so hard that he like knocked him out on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
And his opponent was like out on his feet. It was crazy. It like froze him. Like he was just stuck like this.
Can't play
standing
boxing,
up.
man.
Yeah, can't play boxing. That's what it is, bro. And then the main event for that card, Joe Smith makes his return. The average everyday guy, Joe Smith, took on Maxim Vlasov.
Okay.
Yeah, Vlasov. We'll go with that.
That guy.
But so Joe Smith found himself in trouble there in the fight. And he did win. He did pull it out with, I think, a split decision or majority decision. One of those two, I forget. But yeah, I think Joe Smith looked okay. He didn't look great. He doesn't look fantastic. He looked good enough to beat that kid, to beat Maxim Vlasov. But at that weight class,
I fell asleep.
At that weight class, he's not beating Usyk.
Absolutely not.
Usyk is the boogeyman there, and I don't think he's good enough. I think he beat Bernard Hopkins, and that's the extent of he beat an old Bernard Hopkins, and that's the extent of as far as he goes.
Yeah.
Because
he can hang his hand on that if he wants.
Yeah,
it counts.
It
counts
why
for
not?
Whatever it counts. You know what I'm saying? It counts.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not expecting a lot out of Joe Smith. Remains to be seen. I think they'll probably get him one of those fights. I think they'll get him a light heavyweight fight with Usyk, maybe. But I think Usyk stomps a mud hole in him. So I don't. I don't think that's. I don't think that's
he's still
much.
the pride of that Lomachenko camp over there. He's still the guy.
I saw some footage of Loma training. He looks focused, but he I'm excited to see. I like Loma. I don't like him for the same reason that a lot of people like him. I don't like him because of knockouts. I don't like him because of, he has potential to be the great white hope. I don't think that's a thing that I personally put on Loma. Mm-hmm. I like Loma because of his talents, like that footwork in the ring.
Yeah, he's remarkable. He's remarkable.
Yeah, he's a great fighter. I would have loved to have seen him turn professional, earlier. 10 years before. But what are you going to do? And then last but not least, the kid from Philly, Jerron.
Yes,
Boots Ennis.
Yes, sir.
Boots stepped in the ring for for 140 pounds against the seasoned vet, Sergey Lipinets. Did you see the fight?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you missed that.
Boots looks strong, man. He looked like he keeps getting stronger.
Yeah.
It just looks like he keeps getting stronger. I mean, he's 23, so he's still, he's coming to that maturation.
Yep.
Age as far as his man strength and all that. But he's sharp, man. He's sharp. He got hit a couple more times than I would like to see him get hit. But overall, dominant performance, man. Dominant.
I agree. I think Boots even said it after the fact that he doesn't believe that he has his man strength yet.
Yeah.
So I think the same thing. I think he's young. He's hungry. I love the way he fights. I like the way he fights. I like the slight moves, make him miss, make him pay that thing.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think he got touched up a little bit. But again, Sergey Lipinets is a very, very seasoned, very good fighter. Boots was actually the first person to knock him out in his career. He's never been stopped before. And the way he stopped him was fantastic, too. I
thought that was combinations. He was landing a lot of great combinations all night.
It's never just one punch. It's always multiple punches and bunches for Boots. Right. I think that's something that's ingrained in him in that dungeon. He trains with Bozy out at Bozy's dungeon, and I know he trains with Rail too, Rasheem Jefferson, and I think he just has a lot of talent. That being said, him calling out the bigger names, wanting to dance with the Crawfords, with the Spencers.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't see that. I don't want to see that happen soon.
No, I agree.
think there's still some more developing that has to occur before you jump in the ring with the big dogs.
I will say that Sergey Lipinets was a very big step up for him. And
biggest fight to this date.
Absolutely. And I think he stood up. He stood the test.
Yeah.
And he again, like you said, he did get hit a decent amount. And I think
that's the thing that worries me about talking about those guys that you don't want. You know what I mean? Those names that you shouldn't mention.
Right.
The shots that you took from Lipinets, if it's Bud, if it's Spence, I don't see them letting you off the hook.
I agree. I don't think he's there yet. Yeah. I don't think he's there yet. I think it is coming, though, in his near future. But the nearest future that we can probably see from him is Virgil Ortiz. So the Mexican kid who just fought, Virgil Ortiz, actually his coach, I think it was his coach, who took to Twitter and said that I would bet, I think his words were, I'd bet Oscar De La Hoya's entire purse that Virgil Ortiz knocks Jerron Ennis the fuck out or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. But yeah, so I mean, his trainer believes in Virgil Ortiz's trainer. I forget who his trainer is. He's a well-known trainer too. I forget. His name is escaping me. But he basically said that fight, that he believes that Virgil Ortiz would stop Jerron Ennis. I think that's the next fight. I think that is a good fight. I think it is. I'd like to see it. I think Virgil Ortiz is a machine coming forward, and we talked about it before with those kids that put their head down, put their head in your chest all night.
Yeah,
that can be a problem. And I love to see. Night. I love to see how Boots reacts to it because Sergey Lipinets did a little bit of that.
Yeah,
and he was able to connect with some punches.
Yeah.
So I do think that Boots maybe takes one more tune-up fight before that happens, before that Virgil Ortiz fight. But if the money's right, maybe he does take it next. I don't know.
Either way, Boots is definitely one to keep our eyes on.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ready for the elite names in that realm yet, but he's definitely on that trajectory.
Right, he's getting there. Even Shakur tweeted after the fight. He said, "I need to rewatch that Jaron Ennis fight a few times because he did a few things that I like, and I got to steal them or something like that." He said.
And so we talked about that the other pod about who's out there that's really studying.
Yeah.
Who's out there that's really just obsessing over it.
Shakur just does everything right. Yeah, why can't everybody be like Shakur?
Jersey, man.
I fuck with Shakur heavy. So
me too.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, but I think Jaron Ennis is going to be a problem to be dealt with.
Agreed.
And I love, again, I like to see the camaraderie. I do like that. I like him and Shakur and I even Ray Savage and all of these kids. They all mix it up all together. You know, they spar together, they work together.
Right.
You know what I mean? I love to see that. That's and granted, they're all East Coasters and the West Coasters, I'm sure, do their thing too. But
yeah, we biased.
Yeah, we bias.
Cool.
We're a bias podcast. It is what it is. But yeah, man, that's really all I had, bro. I ain't got nothing else. We recapped all the fights.
Yeah.
We talked about. We argued about Floyd for a while. That's it, man. I ain't got nothing else for you.
That's really it, man. Walkouts.
Yes, sir. You already know. Well, you go first this week, bro.
Yeah, I'm walking out the legend DMX, the dog, man. We right here.
I respect that. Rest in peace, X.
Rest in peace, X. That's my walkout for the week. What you will walk out to?
Bet. My walkout this week is I gotta do it. I'm gonna go with X too. But one of the very first songs I remember hearing from X that really showed that aggression and all that shit that I've never heard too many people walk out to, probably from the mixtape era in '98. Pull It. With DMX and Cameron.
Okay, nice one. You trying to get your hip hop card stamped?
Yes, please.
You all right, man?
That, sir.
Yeah, all right. See, this is why I let him hang with me, yo. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, bro. Rest in peace to DMX, the great one. But yeah, man, this Phantom Punch Podcast, episode 39.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
As always, man. Salute to every fighter that enters the ring. Phantom Punch Podcast. We'll catch y'all next week. Make sure y'all like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Keep up with the Phantom Punch boys, man.
Yes, sir. We out of here, bro.
Peace.
Peace.